Dean Ambrose returning and doing something shocking to Seth Rollins. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. Dean Ambrose returns and destroys Seth Rollins in a shocking WWE twist. It was supposed to be another night, another WWE Raw, another moment for Seth Rollins to remind the world why he's the visionary. But what unfolded sent shockwaves across the WWE Universe. A ghost from the past, one that everyone believed was long gone, returned. And not for redemption, not for glory, but for vengeance. This is the story of Dean Ambrose's shocking WWE return, and the chaos he unleashed on Seth Rollins. The calm before the storm. The year is 2025. WWE is riding high after WrestleMania 41. Seth Rollins stands tall, no longer just the visionary, but the architect once again. Holding gold, commanding respect, and building a new empire. Flanked by rising stars and backed by the dangerous alliance of Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins seems unstoppable. But not everyone is applauding. Backstage, whispers grow louder. A name begins to circulate. A man WWE fans hadn't seen in years. A man who walked away not because he was done, but because he was broken, betrayed, and forgotten. That man was Dean Ambrose. Rewind the clock. Let's rewind. Years ago, the Shield stood united. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose, three brothers bonded by chaos. But when Seth swung that chair and shattered the brotherhood, something in Dean died that night. Though they patched things up in later years, trust never truly returned. The Shield dissolved. Dean Ambrose left WWE. He found success elsewhere. Championships, blood, battles, respect. But something always gnawed at him. He never got closure. He never got even. Seth Rollins Open Challenge. It's the May 26, 2025, episode of Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins walks to the ring under the bright lights of Chicago. Dressed in a blood-red suit with golden trim, flanked by Paul Heyman, and holding the World Heavyweight Championship, he smiles like a man who's already won. Who's next? Who's brave enough to step to the visionary? He asks. Silence. Then static hits the Titantron. The screen flickers. And then, Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield. The crowd erupts. Grown men scream. Children stare in disbelief. The past just came back to life. From the crowd, wearing a torn leather jacket, hoodie up, eyes wild with rage, Dean Ambrose appears. Seth Rollins' smile fades. The confrontation. Ambrose walks through the crowd, methodical, unpredictable, like a ticking time bomb. No music, no pyro, just cold steel in his eyes. He slides into the ring, stares down Rollins. Paul Heyman retreats like he's seen a ghost. For a moment, no one moves. Then Ambrose grabs a mic. You thought I was done, didn't you? You thought you could burn everything down and walk away clean. But guess what, Seth? I didn't forget. I didn't forgive, and now, I'm here to collect. He drops the mic. Rollins raises his arms like he wants peace, but it's too late. Bam. Dirty deeds. Right onto the championship belt. Seth Rollins is out cold. Fallout. The WWE Universe is in shock. Hashtag Ambrose returns trends #1 worldwide. Triple H refuses to comment. Paul Heyman releases a cryptic tweet. He was supposed to be gone. In the following weeks, Rollins is seen nursing a neck injury. His usual confidence, gone. His speeches, shorter. His smile, erased. Dean Ambrose doesn't show up the next week. Or the one after. It was never about attention. It was about pain. The unfiltered promo. 2 weeks later, a dark, pre-recorded promo airs. Ambrose stands in an abandoned warehouse, wind howling through shattered windows. Flickering lights above. I walked through fire, Seth. I bled in places you've never been. You wore your suits, kissed the hands of guys like Heyman, built your empire on broken promises. While I was dying inside. And still, I survived. But now, I'm not here to survive. I'm here to burn your empire down. Brick by brick. He glares at the camera, face inches from the lens. This ain't a comeback. This is a reckoning. Rollins responds. The next week, Rollins storms to the ring. Dean Ambrose wants to talk about pain. I carried the Shield. I carried you when you were spiraling. I gave you chance after chance. You don't get to come back and play the victim." But no matter how loud Rollins shouts, the crowd turns on him. They chant, "You deserve it." Rollins looks around, betrayed. Even Paul Heyman looks uneasy. Ambrose got into Seth's head. And Seth knows it. The attacks begin. Over the next few weeks, chaos reigns. Seth Rollins is ambushed backstage. His locker trashed. His car vandalized. At house shows, the lights go out mid-match. A single spotlight reveals Ambrose standing in the crowd, arms crossed. He doesn't speak. He doesn't move. He just watches. Security tries to remove him. He disappears like a ghost. It becomes psychological warfare. The architect is now the one being deconstructed. The turning point. At WWE's latest premium live event, Judgment Night, Seth Rollins is scheduled to defend his title in a triple threat match. But minutes before the bell rings, his opponents are found laid out backstage. Guess who's standing over them? Dean Ambrose. He drags Seth into the ring, demands a referee. Triple H reluctantly obliges. The bell rings. Ambrose destroys him. No finesse, no taunts, just fists, steel chairs, and brutality. Rollins bleeds. Ambrose smiles. Dirty deeds. 1, 2, 3. Dean Ambrose is the new World Heavyweight Champion. The aftermath. Ambrose doesn't celebrate. He leaves the ring, dragging the belt like it's a body. No pyro, no music, just silence. The WWE Universe is split. Some cheer, some watch in horror, but everyone is talking. Seth Rollins disappears for weeks. Paul Heyman is seen with Solo Sikoa the following Monday. Dean Ambrose delivers one final message. "I didn't return for gold. I returned for justice." Seth Rollins may be breathing, but his legacy. "I ended that." In an industry built on moments, this was one we'll never forget. The return of Dean Ambrose wasn't a fairy tale. It wasn't a surprise reunion. It was war. The lunatic is back, and this time, he's not here to play by the rules. Thank you for watching. If you were shocked by Dean Ambrose's return, drop a comment below. Do you think he went too far? Or was Seth finally getting what he deserved? Hit that like button. Subscribe for more jaw-dropping WWE storytelling. Until next time, believe in the madness. Took place recently. The lead up to the assault. Over the past few weeks, backstage reports indicated escalating hostility between Seth and Dean. Ambrose had been acting increasingly erratic, making cryptic statements and avoiding direct confrontation, until the night of the attack. Sources suggest Ambrose was fueled by jealousy, resentment, and deep personal grudges against Rollins, culminating in a plan to take matters into his own hands. The night of the brutal assault. It was supposed to be a routine episode of WWE Raw, but backstage tensions were simmering. Cameras caught Seth Rollins in his locker room, preparing for his upcoming match, unaware of what